you're just gonna like get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
what does that even mean?
You know, it is a shakedown. It is a targeted attack, but Shannon needs to have some accountability because he gave them something to shake down. He gave them something to target by making poor choices.
Friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown.
I didn't want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan Majors.
There you go. See, come on, Katt.
Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not gonna act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror.
Came in, I threw my phone on the bed, gazed at an activity. I did not know IG Live. I've never been on IG Live. I've never turned IG Live on.
Katt, because he told me. He said they're gonna come for you. And I was like, Katt, come on, Katt. I mean, I just, you know.
Dating. What advice? If somebody, if a group of women were in here and it's like, come on, Auntie, talk to us. How this dating thing? Because it's Mo is different now than when you and I.
It's different, baby. I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
But you tried to say what you tried to say. Mo,
I'm looking right at you.
I know you looking at me.
I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Mo.
Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me live my life.
Let me tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl.
I do.
This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get you an old out there that can love you old. You're trying to hang out with these young bitches and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it.
Damn.
When they want you to go for the 4th round, you looking at her like, listen, you want some money to go to Starbucks?
Yeah.
Because I can't go no further. But if you get your older girl, when you get to that 4th round, she's gonna say, hold on. Let me go get you some eggs and cheese and some toast with apple butter, because that's...
I know one thing. If you're 54, you have no reason to be talking to a 19-year-old. She's 22 now. Shannon is 56. I'm so glad that audio of Monique went viral yesterday.
Oh my gosh, you guys, grab your popcorn because we are diving deep into the drama happening with Katt Williams and Shannon Sharpe. Like, seriously, it's a total roller coaster right now.
Because it's true. Sit your old down and go find somebody your age and build a family with them. As I said yesterday, men, we need stability and we need discipline.
So, picture this. Katt just went off on this epic Instagram live about Shannon's brand new $50 million lawsuit, and the internet exploded. Literally, I mean, it's wild.
So he took a screenshot of a text message, which clearly had to have been written by someone else, maybe his lawyer or his PR team. It wasn't written by him. And then he shared it onto X, so people were laughing at him, going, you're not supposed to share. You're supposed to make it sound like it actually was written by you.
This, starting as a casual live stream, has spiraled into this massive conversation about everything from brand liability to media hypocrisy, and even how comedians can shape public opinion.
Because at that point, she said that they were in a they were in an actual relationship. They were in Vegas together. So when that happened, she had already kind of been, in this thing where he's verbally abusive, allegedly, but she thought that they were together.
Buckle up because I am about to break down all the drama, the twists, the reactions, and everything in between.
So it appears the truth is that Shannon Sharpe essentially quit before he was fired. He wanted to avoid people kind of laughing at him or saying he was fired again. I don't wish him bad. I hope that he finds happiness. I don't particularly take him to be a happy or a well-rounded person. So
Katt's live stream kicked off at 11 p.m. Eastern time, talk about prime insomnia hours. And OMG, it skyrocketed from 4,000 viewers to over 230,000 in just 17 minutes. That's insane. Katt's words had this magnetic pull, pulling people in even with big name events happening at the same time.
You should have knew as soon as she said put a big black baby in her what time it was. She don't even want the baby to grow. She want the baby to come out your size soon as she have it.
The key factors? A super engaging retention curve and people buzzing on social media tagging friends saying things like, you guys need to see this roast of Shannon, get in here. And then, by the time morning rolls around, clips of this live stream were everywhere.
He tells her and threatens her allegedly to say that he will her if she ever does that again. But the part of it, she says that she was allegedly anally twice and that it was very, very brutal.
Looking more and more deliciously juicy, and producers were scrambling to catch up with a story they didn't even break. To really understand why Katt's comments landed so hard, we gotta rewind to 6 weeks ago when this anonymous plaintiff, Jane Doe, filed a lawsuit saying she was mistreated during this Las Vegas executive retreat.
If you say that one more time, I'm gonna choke the out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think.
Yikes. She's claiming all this emotional distress and loss of opportunities with a jaw-dropping $50 million price tag. Crazy, right? But wait, Shannon hit back super quickly, calling the lawsuit a fictional hustle for cash. Whoa.
And she says that she alleges that it was brutal. It was very it was aggressive.
Early buzz was saying they might settle quietly, but Shannon kept the fire going by teasing a 9-figure defamation cross-action instead. The Clark County courts became a paperwork tornado with protective orders, witness lists, looking like a hot Vegas club outside.
I know an auntie right now with all ass 49. Got more dimples than a golf ball. You will love it over there.
And all of this felt so slow compared to Katt's explosive comments. Katt just went straight for it, starting off with, America, if you give a retired tight end 50 microphones, 3 networks, and enough tequila to float a parade, do not be shocked when chaos follows.
Now, this woman is alleging that Shannon Sharpe her multiple times over the course of a 2-year relationship. The relationship that they had was...
Everyone was going wild in the comment section, typing out facts faster than you could blink. And then he doubled down with, you loved that man's hot takes until it got too hot, and now you blame the weather. It was like pure fire. Social media went nuts with meme mashups and those super quick TikToks.
And he wasn't at a strip club, but his text messages have been revealed, and it's quite embarrassing for ESPN. So he used to be on First Take, and now they are putting that on ice.
Some hitting tens of millions of views before lunchtime. Under all of Katt's jokes, he was actually dropping some serious legal knowledge, who knew he could break it down so well. He explained compensatory versus punitive damages with such clarity, saying, compensatory is what you lost. Punitive is what the judge charges interest with a side of attitude.
I do not think that element is true. I do think that he has been behaving sloppily, and so that has caught up with him.
And he basically turned that 50 million figure into a public relations verdict before we ever got to the courtroom, which had students in business law treating his Insta rant as their new textbook. Who wouldn't want Katt as a study guide?
She charging $25K a cheek, and it ain't no cheeks. No cheeks, and she ain't got no lips. She probably whistle when she talk.
You could feel the shockwaves hitting sports marketing teams immediately. Shannon has at least 4 big endorsement deals happening, like a fancy cognac, a custom clothing line, some fitness products he's using to keep that Hall of Fame body in shape, and even audio gear so he can boost his podcast empire. Each deal has some kind of morality clause that gets triggered by scandal like this, and Katt was totally breaking it down, saying, good luck selling suits while your reputation is in the dumps. Analysts are reshaping revenue predictions left and right. I heard that one apparel company quietly removed Shannon's photo from their webpage just a day later. And oh wow, ESPN turned into a hot mess. Executives had to figure out whether to acknowledge Katt and risk pouring gasoline on the fire or stay silent and look sketchy. What they did was super awkward. Their panels briefly mentioned the lawsuit in these vague terms and completely dodged saying Katt's name. Social media folks were calling it a cover-up. But honestly, their in-house lawyers were probably stressing over every word because even a single slip could come back to haunt them in the defamation drama. Now, Shannon's social media tells a tale of its own. For nearly 4 days, he didn't post a single thing. No gym pics, cigar photos, or inspiration quotes. To someone who thrives on daily engagement, that kind of silence speaks volumes way louder than a rant. Conspiracy theories were bubbling up. Was it hush money? Was a countersuit on the way? Finally, his camp sent out this lawyer-approved email praising due process and calling Katt's roast background noise, which totally rallied Katt's fan club even more. Now switching gears to the courtroom, Nevada civil cases work on this scale called preponderance, which is like 51% of credibility. That's the magic number. Defense teams love to stretch things out until everyone's bleeding cash. Katt pointed that out in his stream, saying if your fancy Louis Vuitton bags show up in court more than your lawyer does, time becomes your secret weapon. He also warned that jury selection could be influenced by how many people saw his Instagram rant. And honestly, studies show that pretrial media really can sway celebrity cases. People are still buzzing about the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial, right? That drama turned into binge content with TikTok edits and supercuts. Katt even brought it up, saying if a legal team can't keep up with TikTok's fast pace, they won't get much help from depositions. Such a vibe, reminding everyone that public opinion can harden way before the case even starts. The reactions from the celebrity world were total fire. Chad Johnson tossed a thumbs down emoji Katt's way, but later clarified that the courts should decide facts and not comedians. There are rumors that Dave Chappelle was, totally in Katt's corner, encouraging him to keep exposing these corporate law battles. Whether true or not, it shows how today's comedians merge satire with a serious point of view. Behind the scenes, Shannon's lawyers are reportedly gearing up to fire defamation shots, not just at Jane Doe, but also at media outlets spreading what they see as lies. Katt seems like he's playing it cool, because proving actual malice is way tougher than it looks. Plus, he and his team are leaning into this fair comment privilege and inviting depositions, just like owning the stage. Meanwhile, Shannon's podcast, Club Shay Shay, is still getting good downloads, but advertisers are getting skittish. A couple of mid-tier sponsors hit pause on their ads, saying they are getting flagged by brand safety bots due to this whole lawsuit situation. If premium sponsors start ditching him, Shannon could be looking at massive revenue losses while facing legal fees climbing over $3 million, no joke. Now for Katt, he is thriving in the controversy. Ticket resales for his shows are up 30%, and his old specials are gaining crazy traction everywhere. Rumor has it that Netflix is already eager for his next special. For Katt, stirring up drama is like a cash cow, and it's pretty wild to watch. From a bigger picture standpoint, this whole situation highlights how powerful social media has become. A single comedian with a smartphone can now outrun the big news outlets. People totally crave that raw authenticity today while navigating the crazy nuances of what's happening in today's world. All eyes are now on this hearing happening in about 3 weeks to see if Shannon's motion to dismiss gets a green light. If it doesn't, we could expect a flurry of discovery stuff, texts, security camera footage, and every hidden screen grab out there. But if Shannon wins, it likely sends Jane Doe's legal team down the lengthy appeals road, which keeps everything hot and buzzing. And let's be real, insurance issues lurk around here too. If Shannon's policy gets deemed void due to this whole drama, he might find himself in a financial black hole. Jane Doe's anonymity is like a total mixed bag. Supporters say it's a protective measure, while critics argue it lacks transparency. Katt's line about social media selling tickets after lifting justices blindfold hits hard regarding the ecosystem that thrives on only bits of the whole truth. In sports culture, there's always a thirst for redemption arcs, and if Shannon pulls off a legal win, he could have the ultimate comeback story ready to roll. Meanwhile, Katt is out there dropping more truth bombs, warning against premature victory dances before everything's officially settled. PR teams face a tough uphill battle now, with Katt's shenanigans echoing everywhere through the noise. And academia is here for the ride too. They are looking at the Katt Williams effect, taking notes on his Instagram monologue as a case study for meme litigation. Debate teams will have a field day arguing whether he is invoking civic duty or just putting on a show. It's proof that comedy is now way more than just club acts. It's becoming part of a larger dialogue in communications and law. But all of this legal drama and sponsor chaos bleeds into each other. Court documents shake sponsors, sponsor exits mess with settlement figures, and whispers of settlements give life to new Katt Williams material. Algorithms are just eating this loop up on repeat, so Shannon's hush-hush status is still causing waves, and every time a strategic move pops, like a lawyer-approved social media video or a surprise chat with ESPN, everyone's watching for Katt's reaction. And if that judge doesn't grant Shannon's dismissal motion, discovery will blow up spectacularly. Imagine subpoenaed texts, secret security footage, and tons of encrypted chats ready for the spotlight. One leak could change everything for sponsors and jury members. On the flip side, if Shannon happens to get a dismissal, it sends Jane Doe's team back to square one, delaying resolution but not cooling off the noise. Either way, new content is waiting for comedians and commentators to jump on. The entertainment stakes are so high right now. If Katt drops a Netflix special timed just right, it could capture this whole roast permanently, ensuring his jokes last way beyond any court verdict. I can totally see producers strategizing over venues in California and Vegas, thinking how this drama can translate to tons of views. Tickets are already selling like hotcakes, and balcony seats are tripling in price, with people joking about the court calendar also being a marketing tool. In the public eye, PR analytics are showing that sentiment is dividing. Sharpe's neutral standing is plummeting while Katt's positivity rises like crazy. Even if Shannon wins in the courts, he's looking at a long reputation recovery journey. Think media apologies, charity gigs, and controlled interviews, all happening while echoes of Katt's jokes reverb through the space. Advocacy groups, for their part, are putting pressure on platforms to find that balance between respecting trauma and artistic freedom, setting off dueling hashtags that keep the story alive. Tech companies are jumping into the mix too, trying to create tools to track meme waves and sponsorship shifts, while hedge funds want to sift through public buzz for early indicators. And amid all this chaos, the human aspect can't be ignored. Jane Doe's claims of trauma, Sharpe's sleepless nights, and Katt's high stakes push for outrage all shine under the same glaring spotlight. Careers can either solidify into legends, crash into farce, or morph into some epic new version when algorithms are watching every single beat. Looking forward, everyone has their eyes fixated on three major moments in this story. First, the dismissal hearing, which is gonna be a raucous event filled with live coverage and explosive headlines anytime that gavel drops. Then, the witness list deadline is coming up and could generate leaks strong enough to sway sponsor choices and juries in a pinch. And lastly, that Netflix release window is looming like a big banner. If the special drops during turbulent legal motions, we could see a brand new precedent forming where streaming meets live legal battles. Each of these milestones adds layers to this unfolding drama, promising fresh twists where one tweet could steal the spotlight, only for a seasoned Katt teaser to grab it back. In a nutshell, this entire saga encapsulates the essence of our 2020s media playground. Bleed lines between entertainment and news, smartphones outpacing traditional studios, and the law becoming more of a stage performance each day while reputations hang by a thread. Katt didn't just roast Shannon, he revamped the entire playing field of public perception. So, as we keep seeing new legal filings and watch these powerful punchlines unfold, stay with me because we will break down everything. Every document, sponsorship shift, and sizzling roast, so we can figure out who really wins this perception battle not just in the court, but way beyond it. All right, guys, follow me for more stories like this.